Charts on the wall, coffee gone cold, finger on the trigger, heart runs bold. Tick tock tick, red turns green. Is this that flip or the start of a scene? Every candle feels like a question. Every heartbeat bets on direction. I'm caught in the curve of the line, right on the edge of the sign. Oh, turn or trend, they both bend, riding that swing to the very last, stand up and down. Again, again, are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both bend. I can feel it in the air like wind blow right through. Break then blend, I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend, screen glow bright, midnight dance. One more move, one more chance. Stop lost tight, but my hope runs wide. Do I bail right now or let this ride? Every signal talks like it knows me. Every move could crown me or ghost me. I'm tracing the arc in my mind, chasing the shapes I can't find. Hey, turn or trend, they both bend, riding that swing till the very last, stand up and down. Again, again, are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both bend. I can feel it in the air like wind blow right through. Break then blend, I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend, spin that doubt, round and round. Hear that hush in the crowd. Is it just a twist or the start of a run? I'm lost in the gust, but it feels like fun. Oh yeah. Turn or trend, they both bend, riding that swing till the very last, stand up and down. Again, again, are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both bend. I can feel it in the air like wind blow right through. Break then blend, I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend. Oh. Charts on the wall, coffee gone cold, finger on the trigger, heart runs bold. Tick tock tick, red turns green. Is this that flip or the start of a scene? Every candle feels coffee steam, chart lines, laser beams, bell rings, heartbeat sway, click, scalp the day. Got my finger on the trigger, tiny moves, big thrill, little candlestick flicker, chasing every small fill. Green flash, red flash, I'm surfing every wave, telling myself I'll quit, but I love this arcade. Every tick feels louder than the band in my head, floating on momentum, not the plan that I read. I say it's just one more, but I'm already late, lost in the ladder, dancing with fate. Scalp the day away, ride that price parade, up, down, I stay, till my worries scalp the day away.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Vibe check, sound check, mic check, screen check. All checks. Give it to me. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. How's everything? Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Hope you guys having a good day. We are going to really lock in on the A2 labels today. And I'm going to just sort of run you down to the pure strategy that I'm just trading right now, which definitely is working. Remember, I left you guys yesterday. I was bleeding the first two. I had made money on all five, but then I was bleeding on the first two. And I said, I'm going to try to get it back to 26. Well, not only did I take the first one 26, I took the second one 26. And now I'm trying to work on taking the third one to 26. The game plan here is to generally just take every one of these accounts to 26 one at a time, and then take them to 26.5. Oops, hang on a second. Hang on. What is this? Oh, shit. All right. My internet, guys, just letting you know, fucking the internet provider is just calling, saying that the internet might be spotty. So hopefully it'll be okay. If it isn't, we'll try to switch to the other one, but just giving you a heads up today. The other thing is I'm going to have to step away for like just a couple of minutes, a little bit, probably in the next 5-10 minutes, because I got to just get somebody organized in the house. But otherwise, everything is good. It's the final day for 85% off on Apex. So absolutely, everybody go get some. I'm going to go get some Apexes right now. And we're going to I don't know if we're going to straddle CPI in the new way. Hang on just one sec. Why can't I put this in here? What's going on here? Sorry, just bear with me a sec here, guys. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah, I just want to put the Apex link in here for everybody. Yeah, we're gonna straddle. Tomorrow is actually a super special day. We have Sam Sella from Ola. It's gonna trade with me. I'm actually gonna get an Ola futures account as well. We're gonna try and trade futures with Ola because we're gonna have gold. But yeah, we're gonna try to straddle. So get like 4, 5, 6 accounts from Apex so you can get stuff funded. It's gonna be the last time it's gonna be cheap for a very long time, and then after that, it's gonna cost a lot more money. Okay. Yeah, Sam was just texting me. Okay. And we're going to give away free Ola accounts. So absolutely be there tomorrow. Really should be a fun show. 8 to 10 o'clock, 8 to 10:30 tomorrow, as far as trading goes. But today we're just going to lock in on trying to make, scalp money all day long, every day. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing right now. And I'm actually going to, I'm going to keep the screen really clean. So let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take away all the point of control trades. I'm going to take them all off the chart. We're just going to stay with A1, A2 trades. I just keep the chart super clean. And I'm going to explain to you exactly how and why we're going to trade. It's all Eastern time, right? 8 to 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. Remember, the world revolves around New York. That's how it works. I'm just kidding, but you guys get the idea. All right. Okay. Sorry, just bear with me a sec. Let me make sure I'm getting something. Gosh, yeah. Okay. Oh, she's been here before. Yeah. Okay. Happy trading. How's your trading been going today, guys? How's everybody's trading going today? Everybody doing well? So I'm going to show you the super simple, easy way. I've just been growing all these accounts overnight in Asia. You saw me trade this in Asia as well with gold, but very, very clean. First of all, we're going to trade. I'm just trading the MNQs. Here's my stops and targets. Let's just start with that. Stop is 20 points. Which is 80 ticks. Target is 15 points, which is 60 ticks. Okay, that's it. Nothing fancy. That's the structure of the setup. So what do I want to do? Right now, I don't want to do anything because there's nothing going on here. There's no trend. But when in trend, and trend is 8 SMA over VWAP or over 200 SMA, whatever you want to choose as your long-term trade. I'm actually choosing VWAP in this particular structure. So if 8 is under, trend is negative. 8 is over, trend is positive. If we're doing this bullshit, there is no trend. It doesn't, it needs to have some moving average separation. Give me a +1 if you understand that, and if you understand that's clear, right? Let me know. Okay, guys? Yeah, I'm gonna arrange my screens a little bit better. Okay. Yes? So first, trend determination. The second thing I want to do is I want to trade the A2 levels in direction of trend. In direction of trend, my primary trade, right? So in this particular case, I'm a trend under, right? I'm trend under. I want to be selling, right? You see me selling a little bit here. Oh no, actually, this was a buy. Never mind. This was a buy actually off the session lows, but selling over here. You want to be selling into the shorts, selling into the shorts, right? When do I trade the counter trend? When do I trade the buys in a downtrend? This is really the most simplest but easiest idea to kind of comprehend. Once the trend signal fails, once the red one gets stopped out, right? He's selling a short, it gets stopped out. There's no more continuation, right? Price doesn't continue in the direction of down. Once this signal stops out, then I turn my attention to counter trend labels, right? I don't do counter trend. I wouldn't do a counter trend label here. I wouldn't do a counter trend label here because all of these reds are working. This red is working. This red actually is working. Sorry, I'm just waiting for somebody, so I'm a little bit jittery here. This red is working, right? However, we're starting to do turn here. The reason I took this was actually nothing to do with the counter trend trade. It was the bottom. And remember, in the bottom, we love to trade green dot, red dot. So that was a trade that I took over here. But here, basically what you see is here's a red dot that fails. You sell this, it fails. Now, I am all about taking the green dots. The failure setup is one of the greatest signal setups in the world. That's one of the things that I'm just obsessed with failed setups, because I think failed setups give you a much better edge than successful setups, right? And so here, we take the shorts. Now there's just no trend. It's just it's just totally flat. The two moving averages are really separate from each other. And honestly, what we really want, like the thing that we don't want the most, the thing that we hate the most in our setup, the thing that we would never, that we want to avoid as much as possible is this, where the moving average, I don't know if you can see it, the moving average and the short-term moving average and the short-term moving average are essentially like this. We need big moving average separation, right? Oh, hang on just 1 second, guys. I will be right back. Just bear with me a second. I will be right back, okay? Hang on. Hello. Hi. Come on in. Hi, how are you? Hi, come on in. I'm in a meeting, so this is they're in a cage. So they're in a cage, so they're okay. All right. So laundry first, and then I come out of the meeting, we'll do the rest.
Is it slow?
Yeah, I want to wash the sheets. I just want to take the sheets out and wash them. Okay. Yeah, take this and then wash it. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Laundry is it's in basement, yeah. Sorry? All right, guys, I am back. Everybody sees me? All good? Give me a +1 if you see me. Did you guys hear the dogs? The dogs were barking. Oh man. Sorry, guys. I'm just in massive amount of pain. I have never in my life have I had any problems, but I apparently have a sciatica. I had no idea that you're not supposed to walk. And I walked 15,000 steps yesterday. So now I am on like a 3,000 step a day diet. I'm not allowed to do anything for the next 2 weeks. So I'm just just jumped up right now and totally killed my ass. Okay, so very simple, right? Nothing more complex than taking red dots, green dots, purple dots all around, as long as they conform to first trend conditions or failure conditions and then counter trend conditions. That's it. And if nothing's going on, then we don't do anything. We just chill, and that's fine. This thing, and I'm trading. So I'm basically giving you an idea. Your type of diet, 3,000 steps a day? Nah, man. I try to do 20,000 steps a day, which in New York City is pretty easy to do. When I'm in the suburbs, it's like a ridiculous struggle. But not for the next 2 to 6 weeks, apparently. What's DRD saying? Factor and Rolfing, nothing better. Yeah, like massages. If I had the time, I would definitely. I think next week, this week is my daughter's bar mitzvah, so like nothing, everything gets pushed away. But hopefully by next week, I'll try to get some massage done. I fucking hate this. I can't tell you how annoying this is, but it is what it is. So sort of, again, these are all suggestive. They are by no means definitive numbers because every day is different. Every market is different. That's why statistics in trading are never to be relied upon, right? Because in trading, every single day is different, just different enough to fuck up statistics completely. That's why physicists always lose in the stock market, because they think the stock market is a static model or, kind of a controllable dynamic model, when in fact it's the most uncontrollable model in the world. But be that as it may, generally, so if I'm running 2015, right, basically a mildly negative risk reward, but I'm running 75% win rate, the expected value is pretty large. I think it's like 12 per trade. That's your best case scenario. So don't assume that that's the scenario, but that's what I'm basically shooting for. That's why the accounts have been growing, because I've been being very, if I'm very selective on that structure, I should be, hitting 3 out of 4 of these labels should be giving me correct signals. And that's what we're shooting for. Are there hills in Manhattan? Yeah, Ben, you'd be surprised. Manhattan is actually hilly as fuck. Matter of fact, so where I live on the Upper West Side, right? There's like probably a 500-foot drop between where Broadway is and West End Avenue is to the river and the thing. I mean, the irony of the whole thing is Manhattan is carved out. Hudson River was basically carved out of this mountainous gorge. And the other thing is, it's the same thing on the other side. Like the George Washington Bridge, it's literally 500 feet straight up, just flat face mountain. You have like this bottom of the river, and it's just flat face mountain. Everybody lives hill and above the hill. And you go to Jersey, where we have a house, northern Jersey, it's the most hilly thing in the world. We live like up a hill, down a hill, and it's like a 1.5 mile decline down the hill to get into what's called Northern Valley. So yeah, it's really far more hilly than you think it is. Why trade NQ instead of ES? Better volatility, better, more movement. And also what we do here is we trade one product, one setup only, because the way we do it is you snooze, you lose. It requires an enormous amount of focus and concentration to trade the 1 minute chart. And the more you diffuse your focus, the more you kind of go, I want to trade this instrument, I want to trade that instrument, the more likely you're going to fuck up everything. You become a jack of all trades, master of none. We try to follow the Bruce Lee dictum, who said that I don't fear a man who practices 10,000 punches. I fear a man who practices one punch 10,000 times. So we're trying to practice that one punch 10,000 times. Does that answer your question, Mr. Neves? Of course, it's 9:19, and the markets are literally flat as a pancake. This is precisely the situation that we don't want to be in. I'm actually thinking, how I have the range indicator here, and we have the DER indicator. Honestly, the only really, really great people always ask me, how do you know if you're in trend or range? How do you know, if you're in that? The answer actually isn't whether we're in trend or range. The answer that you want is, how do you know you have moving average separation? How do you know when you need price, short-term price and long-term price, to be as far away from each other as possible? Because the farther they go, the more trend there is, and then as far away as they are, the more trend there is the other way. You can do counter trend trading. So what you don't want is the short-term price and the long-term price be the same. You need, and I think that's kind of like, that's probably the variable we want to try to isolate and see how we can calculate, where the short-term price and the long-term price difference is big enough for us to consider a trade, right? That's the key thing. Because you see, oops, sorry. Like right now, it's just dead money. We are definitely holding that 25,000 level a little bit as like sort of a little bit of support now. We ran over 25, 150. And you're right. I mean, everybody is looking for CPI as a possible data point. Although, in some ways, you got to think that CPI is going to be old data, right? Because if oil prices are going to translate into higher gas costs right away, that's going to eventually seep its way into the CPI. I kind of feel like this week is very, very seminal in the Iran war. And the reason why is because if they're going to take out Karg Island, they got to do it this week or maybe not. I mean, I know they're trying to soften up the batteries and just completely destroy any of the Iranian response mechanisms. But, they got to make the move, because for the market's point of view, if they start controlling Karg Island, that's it. It's game over for the Iranians. U.S. owns the oil. Oil prices go down. It's really, really super bullish for everybody. But, that's got to happen. They got to hold it. They got to take it and got to hold it. Now I'm not trading. I'm going to trade gold at night. And again, we're trying to follow my dictum of one product, one trade setup, right? If there's no trade setups, then there's just nothing to do. We'll look at gold at nighttime. We trade gold last night really well. But sometimes, like if the market is like this for the next half hour, the best thing we could do is nothing. The best thing we could do is nothing. I know everybody wants to trade, but there's nothing going on. We don't do anything. Buy some Apex accounts while everything is boring. So we have them for tomorrow, for the straddles, for more strategies. This is my eval that I'm gonna. It's about 600. But this is the interesting part about this eval that I find that is fascinating. This is the first eval in a long time that I'm trading exactly like I trade funded, not like one trade and I'm done. And I'm gonna buy a couple of more to trade more that way. I think first of all it's great practice for the funded stage, but also it's pretty efficient because you're not burning one to trade the other. Well, yeah, I mean, maritime quarantine, not quite the same thing. You want to own the assets. I really heard that it just takes 2,000-3,000 Marines to capture this thing, as long as they have the complete destruction of the of anti-aircraft defenses there and full air power, which at this point they really do have a lot of air power over it. How do you configure the A2 on the charts? Very, very simple. Let me show you. All right, we're starting to move a little bit up, trend up now. Short term over long term, 8 over VWAP, starting to pop. 925. This is a decent signal, and what I think I'm going to do is I'm not going to take it in my funded because, I'm going to be more judicious, but I'll take it in my eval. I got 10 seconds left. As long as this green label holds, I'm going to give it a shot. It's got to hold it, obviously. Let's see, 4 or 5 seconds. One, nope, does not hold. Goes away, so no trade. Okay, no biggie. So you guys want to know how to set up the A2 accounts? You're going to go into your settings. You're going to scroll to section number 4, A/B setups. You're going to click A setup to make sure. I have it on both. I'm not just trend counter trend. I have them both, right? And the only thing you want to check is A setup requires a fresh consecutive start. This way you don't get like multiple signals. Range is none. I'll leave that alone. Sorry. And setup, let me just give this to you in a so A setup requires direction, which is both. Consecutive dots required. 2. I want 2 consecutive dots from the drop-down menu, right? And that's very important. If you have it at 1, it'll only give you 1. We want 2 consecutive dots. Right here, 1, 2. So 2, select that, and setup requires fresh consecutive start, and that's it. You're good to go. And it's going to automatically populate them with the right stuff. We have 4 minutes to go to the open, so we'll just wait and see what they want to do. And then hopefully they'll expand the range. We can trade a little bit of .orb. Yesterday, .orb was a really, really good strategy for people. And we actually traded .orb in Asia yesterday, and that worked really well too. So I posted a little video if you guys are interested on my Twitter. Hang on, let me just show you. If you go to my Twitter, just go to my profile. I pinned it to my profile where I talk a little bit about what is the .orb and how to trade it. And I have another big video coming up on that a little bit later. Okay. So be my guest to go out there and go get it. So I'm trading A2 in direction of trend until that signal fails. In other words, you take that signal, you get stopped out. Or you don't take it, but you watch it get stopped out. If that signal fails, then I'm comfortable trading the counter trend signal. Okay. F15 is the latest version. Yes. After our fighter pilots. That's exactly it. All right, I'm going to whimper like a little bitch today because it really hurts. So forgive me. Plus, this incredibly exciting price action is just, dulling me to sleep. But it is what it is. Let's take a look also if there's any fresh news. But I don't think much is really going on just yet. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, the world. Give me a hi from wherever you're at, especially if you're new. I want to hear from you. If you're new, I want to give you all my content so you can download the strategy, the philosophy, and everything else around it. Dots is basically a super easy, simple, and intuitive way to understand how price action moves, and classified in a truly intelligent way with high probability entries. Good morning, John from Kenya, man. Wow. How far is Kenya from New York? Just for shits and giggles. What What's the capital? Is it Nairobi? Is Nairobi capital of Kenya? Yeah, I absolutely go get a ton of, go get at least 5 because they're so cheap. They're less than $100 for 5. Here's a discount. Make sure you use the discount. Otherwise, you don't get the full thing. Ooh, look at that opening print. Fresh session highs. We're running to 25.30. The London session high is over here, 25.150. So we're far away. We're really in the London session. I don't have a vibe at all today of like what we're doing, but we'll see if we take out the lows or the highs. Generally, it's very rare that New York stays inside the London session. So I think we're going to run higher. All right, I'm going to Google this offline to find out how far is Nairobi from New York. Wow. 11,800 kilometers. Almost 12,000 kilometers. 15-hour flight. Wow. That is as far, I guess, as Dubai. Maybe farther. Wow. I never realized it was so far. Wow. Thank you, Glean. Thank you, Clean. Don't worry. It's not, I'm just bitching because it hurts, but that it doesn't really bother me. All right, I think we're gonna get we're gonna get a setup here. So 13 seconds left, right? If we get the green dot on a session high, that's a setup we love to take. Let's go back to my real accounts. Where am I? 56. Yeah, I want to trade the 56s. We're going to trade that account today. See if that's going to work for us. All right, no trade here, but we do have. You know what? Sorry, let me stay in my eval. Let's stay in my eval accounts today because it seems like a shitty day today. So might as well just see if we can trade the eval account. So the other setup that you guys know I absolutely love is session high, session lows. But what I want out of session high, session lows is a dot trade. So if I have a green dot on session high, session lows, I want to take that. If I have a red dot on session high, session lows, I want to take that. If I don't have that, I don't have a trade. So at this point, we're just probing, but not really doing. But let's see if this is going to work for us. No dots. No dot, no spot. So relatively lame 80-point New York session open range. And nothing much going on. You guys want to take a look at people be asking me about gold. We can take a look at the gold chart just to see what gold is doing. I'm not going to trade gold, but we can look at it. Gold is gold is really, really strong. Gold is positive bid. All the A2 dots are working, would work here. The A2 dots would be traded with a 40-30, $4 target, $3 stop. Excuse me, 30-40, $3 target, $4 stop. So they would have really, really worked. And no, I wouldn't have taken this purple one because this green one actually worked, 33 to 37. So there's no failure here on the trend side yet. You do get a counter trend trade that did work, but doesn't matter. I wouldn't have taken it. Yeah, now we're crashing back to 25,000. Moving averages still actually moving averages are a little bit separate. This is 8 against VWAP. See how it goes. Wow, Really, astrologer? That's wild. I have never been. I'm trying to think. Have I ever been to Africa? Have I ever been to any place in Africa? Even on a layover? No, I don't think so. I've never been to Africa. Not even North Africa. Never. It's the one continent I've never been to. What would be like if you had to go to Africa? What would be the one country that is worth going to? And don't tell me South Africa. I mean, I know it's an experience. Yeah, I'm sure it is, man. For the longest time, I used to have like Egypt. Yeah, Kenya. I think I'd choose Kenya over Egypt actually these days. Oh, Psycho! Wow. Like motorcycle. This didn't. What's his name? McGregor, the movie star. He did like a whole TV documentary about doing a motorcycle tour through Africa. It's kind of wild. It's kind of fun. You got to admit that must be pretty wild. Moving averages are actually relatively okay. The short is 25, long is 80. It's like a 40-point range, 40, 50-point range. Not horrible. I think actually if you were sort of to create a generalized rule, right? What would you want to see as a minimum moving average separation? I would say 10 basis points, right? So what's 10 basis points? That's 25,000, that's 25 points. So the value of the short minus long has to be more than 25 points, which at this point we actually are. The short is at 27 and the long is at 84. So that's actually 40 points. So it's reasonable separation where if you get a signal, you feel okay trading it. But very quiet. I used to have a rule when I traveled, very, very obnoxious rule. The rule was if it's not OECD, you don't see me. You guys know what that means? Anybody want to explain to the rest of the room what that joke means? If it's not OECD, you don't see me. The yellow box is like a signal on how strong the trend. It's called directional efficiency ratio. How strong trend is, but honestly, it's a very minimal use to us at this point. It basically shows you if there is strong continuity one after the other, right? Directional efficiency ratio is like, imagine I was giving this example. You're a kid, there's your house and there's your school. There's 500 steps to your school. If you take exactly 500 steps, that's a ratio of 1, very, very efficient path. But if you're a kid and you wander to the left and wander to the right, you go buy yourself some breakfast, you stop to talk to your friend Jimmy, you track back to get your other friend Johnny, and then you all go to school and you made 1,500 steps to get to that distance, then your DER is going to be very inefficient. It'll be close to 0. So this is the same idea. If one candle after the other keeps going in one direction, then you have lots of trend, and it's a very efficient ratio. But as right now, they're going up and back. So you see they're all choppy. It's like kids wandering around making lots of steps with very little progress. That's really what this is what it's measuring. All right, Carlos. I would love to do an ORB today, but it's not. We're nowhere near that. It's only 9:40. We'll demarcate it when it gets around 9:50 and see what it wants to do. All right, should I explain the OECD joke, or is it just too obnoxious for everybody to really care about? Because we got nothing to do here, so we're just twiddling our thumbs. I gotta say, it's impressive. This is the first 15 minutes of the market. Yes, it's the Organization of Developed Countries in the World. I think the French word for it is OTAN. No, I forget the French term for OECD, but it's basically every country that has a developed GDP. It's my own saying. OECD is the here. I'll show it to you. We can Google it. What is OECD? Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development. 38 market-based democracies. Show more. Let's see who's in the OECD. OECD members. Yeah, and of course it's in Paris. So where is it? Okay, show more. So here's all the OECD members. Australia, Austria, great country, by the way, Austria. Belgium, Canada, Chile. Chile is part of OECD? Colombia? What the fuck? Seriously? Costa Rica? Czechia, that's really great. Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Hungary. It's mostly Europeans. Ireland and Israel, of course. Italy, Japan, South Korea, Latvia, all the Baltic states. Makes sense. Mexico is also part of OECD. Wow. Okay. UK, Turkey, United States. There we go. Poland, yeah. How come is Hungary part of it? Yeah, Hungary is too. Hungary, Czechia. By the way, if I'm going to Europe, these are the three countries that I'm going to: Poland, Hungary, and Czechia. The most amazing. Eastern Europe is the most amazing place in the world right now to go visit. Session lows, but no dots. No dots, no trades. Germany, yes, with Germany for sure. Okay, we have a dot. How much time do we have? 11 seconds. Dot goes away. Let's see if it holds. Nope. They're testing the bottom, and it's just kind of like, hold on. Sell. All right. Going short. Eval account. See if we can make 15. Almost there. Not quite. There we go. We're done. So there's your number one dot, or your first dot setup. Easy structure. Short on the lows, off the dot. Yes. How many times would I do that in a row? Probably 2, and that's it. I've seen it can go 3 or 4 times in a row, but it can go 2. Now I have basically the A2 label. Same thing. Sell. Let's see if I can get this, or it's going to retrace me out. I'm going to see if I can get a continuity move, but maybe not. No, it's going to retrace me out. Fuck. That's it. That's all it does. Just one try and no more. I should have just simply stated one try. It's really been that kind of a shitty market where there's no continuity, so no trades. And now it's a big reversal. Here's the interesting. Oh, you know why I shouldn't have done it also? Oh, I totally forgot. We're still positive bid. This is still SMA above the 200. Still positive bid. So it's a big reversal move here. They tested the lows and just completely reversed them. I sold right into the lows. All right, that was a rookie error. Let's take off the execution mark so we don't pollute the chart. Now, if I get a green A2 label, I definitely want to go long here. $30 seconds left on that candle. Got to make a fresh high in order for us to get a signal. Man, that was a pop off the bottom. That's at like 60, 80 points. Wow, they really drove that up. Oh yeah, I'd go to Spain too. I'd go to Spain once they stop being communist. You're right. They need to elect like a nice, center-right government. Then I'll go to Spain all the time. I used to go to Spain every year. Now making fresh highs. Now I'm going to try to see if we turn ourselves to the highs of the session. No trade for us, but if the next candle ends up higher, then we have a green label we want to go. My wife loves Africa. She's been a lot of times. She's been there several times. Do you know what I actually think would be like a really cool place to go once the mullahs are gone? Like, I think it'd be a really awesome place actually to visit. Would be Iran. Like, I would be so down for a trip to Iran once they are like a constitutional monarchy, and I'm not, and I'm not going to be shot on the spot. Because it looks just, even now, like with all the bullshit, it just looks amazing. It looks like such a cool country. And I know the food is awesome because I love Persian food. I have a lot of, Persian friends or people who married Persians. First girl I ever dated was a Persian. So yeah. So as you can see, the DER, the distance efficiency ratio, is literally almost at zero. It's like saying to you, bullshit, no trades, no movement. I gotta wonder, like, is everybody just decided to not trade today because nobody wants to be in front of CPI and people are waiting to see what the next thing Trump's gonna do? I don't know. It's mind-numbingly slow today. We have held trend though, so it does feel like it wants to run the highs. Let's give it some good vibes here. Flat like a pancake. Any news today? I don't think so. Here we go. Here we go. We go. Getting a little bit of a signal. Come on. Just missed the signal. All right. No trade. I'm not, we're not going to chase that. Just couldn't hold the highs. I think it's probably going to go higher, but we'll just have to wait for the session high runs. Let's see what if there's any news today. Existing home sales. $10. That's about it. Yeah, purple dot. But the range is just pathetically narrow. We are gonna carve out the 10 o'clock range. Sort of like the 10 o'clock range here is from if we're doing this is a very, very lame version of our range breakout. But this is the purple dot, red dot from the highs, white dot, green dot to the lows. So we're trading this. This is where basically the ORB sets itself up. You long 28.15, 25.15. Okay. The price is definitely chopping around. See if there's any news at all. Oh, this is very good. So, guy at Apex just pushed through his, $1,500 accounts, $25,000 accounts. Oh, this 50K accounts. No, 50K accounts. And all got approved. That's really nice. That's funny. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely a time to sleep, right? Not under the new system. No English, and not. I haven't tried it because I'm working these accounts right now. We'll see how they go. So this is like a little bit annoying, obviously. I'm trying to, even if this was a purple sell signal, would I have taken it? It's against trend. I have to say probably no. Look at this. We've gone full half hour without, well, just one poor label, one sell label signal. Okay. All right. So this is another one that's setting up with a red dot to the session lows. But here's the problem: the session lows is a double bottom, and I hate trading double bottoms. I want it to make fresh session lows. I want it to break. But on the other hand, if it does break through here on a closing basis, then we really have a range-based trade. And a range-based trade would mean that we would be short this range with a stop at around halfway point and a target about a halfway point. I'm trading everything on my eval today because it just looks very, very sloppy. I'm going to take this for shits and giggles because I think it's going to try and make the lows here. There we go. It tries to break the lows. Now let's see if it just holds the break of the lows. Let's see if we hold the break of the lows. It basically needs to stop, close below 57 or so. Otherwise, it's forming a double bottom right now. Now, this is the interesting part. If this forms a double bottom and it gives a white dot, green dot, that's a setup that our friend Sandy trades all the time. And that's a very, very high probability turn setup. So if this is all she wrote on the sell side, maybe we get a turn setup soon. Range is less than 100, no, a little bit more than 100 points, which is nothing. We can do 100 points in a minute in NASDAQ when things heat up. All right, let's watch this now. Here's what we're going to do. If this thing holds through here, like we close, not going to putz around, but actually closed at like 50, 51, somewhere down there. Right on the cusp. I guess we'll take it. I'll take, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the sell here. And this is, if we want to trade this positionally, this would be a positional trade. And if it comes back into the range, which it's doing right now, then we're just going to let it stop ourselves out. Because the whole idea of a range break is it's got to stay out of the range. And it's obviously just holding bid here. Oh, wow, look at this. Just drops. Got to drop and hold, but it's not holding. Can they close it below 50? Can they close it below 50? Let's see if they can close it below 50. 47 bid. 23 seconds left. All right, good. We actually made a little money on that one. And now it's like a legit break of range trade. And if you're trading size, which I'm not going to do this because I like scalping, but if you're trading kind of an account that size, you can be short here 33. Stop would have to be like 13. That's a big stop, 60, 70 points. But you're targeting like at least 30, 40 points. So the target would be 900, maybe lower. If it goes 900 or lower, then it's definitely a good trade. $10. Let's just see what the news was on the. Existing home sales were actually pretty good. So that was positive. Coming back into the range. Are we getting a turn here? White dot, green dot? No. Still holding below range. So if you're trading the break of the range, this could still work for you. Well, breaking down below, I said, we shorted over here. You'd be targeting like around 900 on the range trade. So let's see if we can get that done. London low is actually, where is this? Like right underneath here. It feels like I was, when I was looking at the price action today, I was like, it feels to me like they want to test the London low. White dot, green dot. Let's see. No, I'm kind of with you, Zakiba. I have there is zero edge in this price action. It's very, very sloppy two-way price action. It does look like they held. I mean, they held the bottoms here. It was a very shallow range test, right? White dot, green dot. We got to trade. We're gonna wait, see if it holds. We're gonna go. Gonna wait for the candle close. Make sure that they actually hold the dot. $12 seconds left. Looks pretty good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're long. Targeting 25,002. Oh, setup failed. Okay, a perfect example. We got a failed setup. Let's see if we go the other way. With the bulls failing to hold the highs, let's see if the bear's going to reverse the whole thing to session lows. We'll see. If this if this dot holds, I'm going to give it a shot the other way because this basically just failed by one single point on the dot side. It looks like the sellers do have momentum. I want to be a little bit early on this trade, see if this is going to work. It's almost session lows. All right, I'm short on this. Hopefully I don't get a retrace. Come on. Get me done. It's right there. Damn. That was so close. They came within a point or two. What was the low on this? 12, and my target is 10. 2 points away. There we go. Trade got done. Fresh session lows. Nice. So that, I mean, I answered a little bit early, but it almost made no difference. It would have been the same trade, the A2 trade. So it finally got done on that. But it's a good example again of like when one fails, the other one is likely to succeed. That's the beauty of it. Now we're at London lows, right? Remember I said to you, they're going to try and test London lows? Here we go. So actually now they may pound it a little bit lower, but now the turn is likely to be a lot more durable. Like if you get a white dot, green dot on a turn here, it's probably going to be a much better turn than the one we had here before. Anybody take that short with me into the session lows? Definitely a grind session today, but we're at least we're keeping up with it. All right, let's see if we get a turn here. We test the London low, maybe probe it a little bit lower, and see if we can get a turn around this 900 level. By the way, like just trading that, the ORB, but committing to it. What I mean by committing to it is I don't think there's any other way to do this, because you're going to get this chop a lot of times around the ORB levels. So it breaks over here, right? This is the level where it breaks. And you kind of have to just sort of commit to it right over here, and hold the stop over here, right? And then you're just targeting, like I said, you're targeting half the stop, which it goes against you, but then it comes back down. And here you can take half the stop pretty much right over here, and you're fine on the trade. You would be in at 54. Your stop is 15. Let's say it's a 60-point stop, and you're looking for a 30-point target. So 24 would be your target, which would be like right over here. You'd make your target on this A2, and that's it. If it stops you out, it's fine. It's a 1 to 2, and you're trying to hit like a 70% accuracy move, which is really how it's trading. Otherwise, you're just going to get chopped around trying to change your mind 10 times around the range. All right, we got a white dot. Do we have a green dot? Can we get a turn? Sandy, you going to trade this turn? White dot, green dot, if it happens? He says soon he gets the green dot confirm, right? Sandy's looking for a turn. We're going to probably join Sandy in his turn trade if it happens. Vitamin D's surprising link to early dementia. Are you serious? Is that lack of vitamin D? $40 seconds left. Trying to see if this. We're basically trying to trade turn. This is not an A2 trade. This is just this is the Sandy turn trade. But, it's flirting. It's not really giving us a signal yet. We want to see like maybe 35, 36 on the close. No trade yet. Now we get a little bit of a red dot. All right, probing London lows. First red dot, 907. We break the 900. I think we test lower, so we'll see. Yes, you learned the hard way. You have to wait for the close. Never anticipate, always react. That's our motto. Never anticipate, always react, right? That's how we trade. Yeah, I'm gonna type that in so I can actually remember it. Never anticipate, always react. Wow. I know. We did like 4 or 5 trades all day long today. It's just like, we're mildly up, but it's just well, my back stopped hurting, so I guess that's good. It was so boring that my back stopped hurting. Second attempt at a turn. All right, everybody, don't forget about the Apex stuff, though. Tomorrow, we're definitely going to get. Probably going to get. I wonder what do you think tomorrow? What's the over under on the CPI tomorrow? The market looking at 2.4. What if we print 2.7? Ugh, that's going to be ugly. Imagine us printing 2.7. That's going to just pump NASDAQ down. How's gold doing? Just because I'm just curious. Gold actually has had a much better, cleaner day. By the way, look at this. White dot, green dot, gold. Working like a charm. Gold pretty much working almost every single signal here. We should have been trading gold this morning, but we're not. Right. Indicators even better on gold. It's better on the A2 labels too on gold. Yesterday we traded it really, really well on gold. All right, here comes a moment of truth. It's not really a kosher signal because we have a white dot separated by a red dot into a green dot. But do we just forgive ourselves and ignore the red dot in between and try to trade this as a turn because it's a bounce off the session lows? We'll give it a shot. It feels like the sellers couldn't take it any lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, There we go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Get me done. Get me done. Get me done. Good. All right, now we get an A2, but you know what? I anticipated the A2. I kind of front run my own signal. I'm happy with this P&L. I'm not going to chase the A2 because A2 is actually. Then you know what? Honestly, you probably could trade the A2. I'm just pussying out right now because I got to go. But this A1 failed. No, this one did not fail. No, it's not really a legitimate A2. So this one succeeded. 92. 21. This succeeded as a sell, so it's not really a legit reversal signal. I traded on a turn basis here, essentially, using our concept that look, yes, sometimes you want the perfect white dot, green dot, but you don't get perfection in life. Sometimes, if you forgive this red dot that was just a temporary pause, you still had the whole structure of a turn, and it worked out, right? It's amazing that we made money in this session that was boring beyond belief, but we actually did. We started this at around 25,550, and we're almost at 25,7, and that's good. And I'll try to keep running if I have time today. It all depends. If I have time, I'm going to try to see if I can run some of these accounts to the 26,000 level. My game plan is to kind of run every single account to like 26, then to 26.5, just one at a time in this kind of a structural basis, because this is a very, very good setup for all of this stuff. It's very small size, but it's meaningful P&L. If you just keep doing it all throughout the day, you're able to get a couple of $100 into each account that way. So that's it. That's the trade for the day today. Probably, as boring as this is, half an hour later, they're going to take out the highs. And if they take out the highs, you absolutely want to trade the ORB to the high side, because then they probably push it to, 25,160 or somewhere, other than that. Already you see that they held the London session lows and turn it around. The very cool thing about dots, as you can see, is all of this price action is visible in real time. You can literally see what's going on, and therefore construct intelligent reactive scenarios towards this. We're not anticipating. Like I said, we're reacting. We said that it could touch the London session, and if it gets a white dot, green dot, then we can react to it on a turn basis, which worked out perfectly today. Astrologer up $1,800. Good for you. Anybody else having a good day? Very nice. All right, I'm going to trade Asia with you guys. We're going to trade gold in Asia. And then tomorrow, really fun time. We're going to straddle. Everybody get the Apex accounts, because we're going to straddle them in a like a kosher way. We're going to buy NASDAQ against S&P. So I'm probably going to trade wealth charts against NASDAQ. And then after we do the news trading, I'm going to have Sam come on, and Sam will just trade the the opening hour with us and show us his volume, footprint, and everything else. And I'm just gonna let him trade, and I'm gonna take his trades in both the futures and the CFD accounts. And because they trade gold, it's going to be great for us in terms of trading gold. We'll be able to trade gold tomorrow in the morning. So come for that. But in the meantime, get yourself ready for the Apex account, so we can get a couple of accounts funded tomorrow as it goes. Any questions? Anything else on your mind, guys? Everybody good? All right. Today was truly a session where we made lemonade out of lemons, and good for everybody that we walked away with a positive P&L. Cheers to everybody, and I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tonight if you want to trade with me, and otherwise, I'll see you guys in the morning tomorrow. Everybody have a good night, good day.